guys, back sooner than I thought. So last night when I was chilling, the moon was like through my window, and it made me think about the mother energy. I've been having I got diagnosed in November with some fibroid problems and some other gynae problems. And hey guys, hi. This is not a full moon reading. But happy full moon to you guys that are into it right now. So as I was saying, like the full moon was really. Let me raise my voice so that, because I feel like, but I know that I don't have a microphone, so I'm gonna have to raise my voice. So yeah, I was feeling a little bit unwell yesterday, and it made me think about November. Hey guys, hey, thank you, you lot, man. But it made me think, please hit the like button when y'all come in. It made me think about when I first got diagnosed, and I think I explained to you lot that it had a lot to do with some pent up resentment that I had, and the last retrograde that we had of the year. When was that? That was like October-y time, like Scorpio season time, and I think we just clean come out of the retrograde in Pluto, which was bringing up a lot of inner child wounds, for sure. For me anyway, literally the whole year was all about my inner child. So for me, I had to, hey Allegra, I had to deal with some mummy issues. But before I get into that too deeply, because I'm going to get deep into it, that's why I was a little bit hesitant. Oh my gosh, let's talk about our mothers, because this is why I'm here. This is exactly why I'm here, because I feel like we've missed a bit. Because I believed that my problems in my sacral chakra were a lot to do with my resentments towards men. I thought that I did a lot of clearing when I first started the ascension process, like maybe 2015. It was brought to my attention that I had some very serious daddy issues that I was not aware of. Turns out when I go to sort them out, my daddy gets sick and passes away like within about 5 months, and we hadn't spoken in 2 years previous to that. It was a lot of things. So a lot of my sacral work was to do with forgiving the masculine. It's been that. And the father that I'm talking about is not my biological dad, so I also had to deal with issues regarding my paternal father, who I've never ever met. Anyway, so when the Pluto went retrograde last year, all of that came up again. But it took me a minute to really realize that that I had problems and in that area. So it wasn't until I sat down at my altar and spoke to some of my ancestors, one particular ancestor that's been really, she's been seriously active when it comes to doing this work here. So she said to me, and it was, honestly, when my ancestors talk to me when I'm by the altar, it's like they're right here with me in the room. She said to me, oh, I see that you cleared up the incident with your ex-husband, because I was very resentful towards him for what our journey took us through. And she said, well done, but unfortunately you've transferred that onto somebody else who, when I clocked it, I was like, how could I have transferred it onto somebody else? Because that person hasn't done half of the things, or I haven't had half of the experiences that I had with my ex-husband with this person. So why would I transfer that level of resentment? Gingy flies are out. Let me tell you about things are weird already. A bumblebee tried to fly into the house today. A bee in January. Anyway, so I was like, how did I do that? Like, and when I clocked it, I leave food on the altar, cooked food for no longer than 2 days, fresh fruits and confectionaries between 4 to 5 days. That's how long I leave my stuff on the altar for. Anyway, so I was like, raw. And when I tapped into that, my relationship with that person, I was like, God damn, I did that. And I realized that it wasn't it didn't matter the person that I transferred my resentment over to. It was more about that energy just being a part of me. So I was like, God damn. And within a week or so, I got very, very sick. Started vomiting, and like 10 days in a row, I was bleeding for like 10 days. It was a 10-day thing. It was mad 10, right? So it was the most unbelievable experience I've had since childbirth. So I was like, okay, so now that I've cleared up that issue with the masculine, and I felt like I was no longer holding a resentment towards them. And that's across the board, from brothers to fathers to lovers to sons, everybody. Like, there was a lot of work for me in like around Capricorn season, and it was Cancer season, and it was the full moon in Capricorn. And tonight we've got the reverse. We've got the sun in Capricorn and the moon in Cancer. And I remember just before the end of the year, before I got into my research in the moon and stuff, I was gassed about this time. I was gassed. I was like, yes, the father is coming to protect the mother while she gives birth to herself. And I was gassed. But I kind of got lost and went somewhere else with it all. And now the moon is here, and I was going to ignore it, not fully ignore it, because I do my full moon rituals are no more different to my regular rituals. Do you know what I'm saying? So it didn't feel like, oh, I'm doing full moon rituals today. It's like I'm doing my ritual. My Monday, especially meditation Monday, I always take today off and just get back into myself, rebalance and center myself. So it's great that everything fell on a Monday. So boom. So yesterday, when I was doubled over in pain, I was like, what the fuck is it? Because ain't I done that work? Like, I fasted, I went raw, all of the things. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did eat some crazy food last weekend, that week as well. I ate some terrible foods, man, that don't help the situation. But when I clocked it, everything was on my left side. So the left side represents the feminine energy. So I was like, okay, so I have done the work here, over here on the masculine side. I have done that forgiveness to the point where the resentment can't build up again and manifest into my body. What's going on with the feminine? And as I was lying there, I was like, have we truly forgiven the feminine? Have we? I remember when I did the reading on Friday, the masculine and feminine reading, and in the masculine side, Ten of Pentacles came up, and there was a depiction where there was a small boy hiding behind his mother's skirt tails. And I was like, yeah, the masculine has to do some work with the mother energy and whatever. And I just kind of dismissed it and kept it moving. But there seems to be something we're missing. So, you know, it doesn't seem to be just the masculine energy that needs to focus on this forgiveness of the mother energy. It seems like it's a collective thing, with something that we all have to do. And obviously, you know, we've got both energies, so there's some work that needs to be done within us all towards the mother energy. And as we are in the Cancer full moon, I'm not necessarily leaning on what that is all about today. I am more leaning on the mother energy, and I was asked to do a reading for you guys. I've never done a reading like this before. They asked me to do a reading where I'm looking at the mother energy, the father energy, and the inner child. They've got some questions that I need to ask. So that's what we're going to do today. Um, that's what we're going to do today. I really, literally, it was one of those ones where, um, oh, happy birthday to your mama, Lizzie. It was one of them ones where I literally wanted to, I didn't sleep properly. I think I went to sleep at about 6. Hey, Foxy Moon. Yes, girl. I think it was one of them ones where I didn't sleep. I really didn't sleep because I must have woken up at about 1:30 this afternoon. So I must have gone to sleep at around 6, because everything was running through my mind and I wanted to get up and write everything down. But I was just like, nah. Even though everything was right next to me, I didn't even have to do much. I just needed to reach for the stuff and start writing. But I was like, nah, let me do this as organically as I can when in front of you lot. Because obviously this, if it's me then it's you, if it's you then it's me, in it. So this is definitely a message for me, because I'm currently going through some physical ailments, and as I said, it's to do with the Mercury retrograde as well, because the retrograde in, where are we, retrograde in Aquarius right now, it's all about, the Aquarius rules the nervous system. So it's all about looking back on those last few months, November, December of the year, those types of energies that were surrounding you at that time are good to come up again right about now. And so for me, I was like, shit, have I really forgiven the mother energy? Because I'll be honest with you, yeah, during the last retrograde, me and my mum had it out, yo. And it not violently, not aggressively, but in when I say had it out, because you got to remember my mum's African, so you know we never had it out like that, because my head wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, you know what it is. So but I had to approach her about some things, and as far as, like I said, as far as I was concerned, I thought I'd forgiven the mother energy. And a lot of us that have dealt with abandonment issues tend to lean on the father figure for the energy, and you know, a lot of females have a lot of daddy issues within the collective. It's facts. Because maybe they didn't have their fathers around, maybe they never even knew them. You know, the father figures that were around, whatever they were doing, and they did the best that they could do with the information that they had. We know all of that. We're not even here to 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 demonize our parents. How dare we? So catch back the thread. So yeah, I didn't realize that my abandonment issues were more embedded in my mother's abandonment of me. And it was, I knew it was a thing, you know. I grew up not liking her whatsoever, like resentment on 150, you know, even after having a child, even experiencing motherhood, I still didn't have any compassion for her, or no inner standing of her journey and what it was that she went through, in which gave me the mother that I had. And so in the last retrograde, I pulled my mum up on some things. I mean, I was scared to death to do it because our relationship was pretty okay. But I had, hey Marta, um, I didn't realize that I had this deep buried resentment for my mother, that I would pave over in maybe the same way that a parent would with a child. So I would spoil my mum, like I spoil my mum, like just get her things, buy her things, show her that, you know, I'm doing well. And there's another thing as well, you know, still trying to live up to these very high expectations that she used to have of me when I was younger. And I'm trying to show her like I'm good, I've got her, and all of the things, not really realizing that this was still, my needs were still not met as a daughter, you know, and I only spoke up on it once, and because I spoke up on it once and got her reaction, we never went there again. Because one time I asked my mum, I was like, you know, like my mum lives in another country, y'all know, and I was like, why don't you, hey Willow, happy to see you too. I was like, why don't you check up on me? And my mum just turned around and said to me, I raised you to be independent. I was like, oh, okay. And I never asked her again, and it was just that. And you know, and this is me as a grown ass woman, I'm like 38 asking her these questions. And peace, organic blackberry. My mum's not an aggressive woman. She's not loud. She's like the complete opposite of me. She's very graceful and very, you know, so she just, her words even, I think they hit harder because she's so like, and you're like, oh then, like, so I never asked her again. And I was 38, so what am I now? This is like 7 years ago. So time has moved on. We've gone through a pandemic, and boom, we don't see each other for like 2 years. And throughout those 2 years, we're only communicating via WhatsApp and Telegram. And it's okay, but there's big gaps. There's big gaps of communication, and I'm thinking, it's a plan, you know, like it's a mad shift, and she's not checking up on me like what? And I just let it go though, you know, I just let it go because she's already explained to me why she's not checking up on me. And also, you know, I've broken down to her what it really is. You know, I broke down Ascension to my mum, boom, as soon as I got the opportunity. 2020, March 2020, March 22nd 2020, I broke down Ascension to my mum, and my mum was like, makes sense, but you know, I was, you know, drip feeding her little pieces and pieces and pieces long before that anyway. So when it all came down, it was like, and now my mum's like, my mum could have her own channel and be telling y'all some things anyway. So in this last retrograde, I stopped smoking, and I got very, very sick. It was just a lot of purging. But I told my mum, like maybe day 2 of my sickness, like I wasn't feeling well. And I didn't hear from her again, you know. All 7 days passed, I didn't hear from my mum. And I was feeling some type of way. I was like, rah. And then on the day that she hollered at me to grab her something that I said I would get her, but I hadn't got it yet. So she was like, have you got that thing yet? And I just like, something just kind of flipped on me, and I was just like, how come you only holler at me if you need something? I've been sick and you didn't even see if I was okay. And whoop, my mum went into her mode because we're both Aries, you can imagine. And she went into her mode, and she was like, clutched her pearls and just like, you know, how could you say something like that, blah 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 blah. And I was just like, the door was open, so I was just like, this is just how I feel, da, 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 da. And I started to, but we're texting in a Mercury retrograde. I mean, I know better, but I still didn't even have the courage to say such things with my mouth. So turns out my mum's just like not having a bar of it. She comes 2 days later to the house, to my yard, and we have it out. And this time I think I'm going to be, getting explanations as to A, B, C, D, and E. Meanwhile, my mum's got her own grievances. My mum's got her own grievances towards me that she had held. I didn't even give her the opportunity to ever air these things out because it was all about me. I was feeling very entitled from the fact that I felt abandoned then. Even though I'd forgiven her, I still felt entitled. I still felt like I didn't really owe her shit. And this is what's brought us to this reading, because I want the mother energy to tell the children, us, the inner child, herself, her own inner child, what she needs, because I'm a mother too, you know what I mean? And I also want her to ask the fathers for assistance and let them know specifically what they need. So this is why we're here, and this is the spread that they asked me to do. This is what they asked me to do, and I feel emotional, yo, because I'm on both ends of the scale, man. I'm the daughter, and I'm the child, and I'm the mother too. So I don't know what's gonna go down. I don't know how it's gonna resonate in my own spirit. So, and I already feel some type of way. So, and meanwhile, I missed out a big chunk. Meanwhile, me and my daughter are in something as well. We can't seem to. It's like, and what I did to overcompensate for my abandonment, I spoiled my child. And it got to the point where that was draining me. The way that I had chosen to treat her was starting to drain me. Nothing she had done, it was on me. And I had to also find the words to let her know that I was coming off that. But rather than, do it in a compassionate way, I went off. I was just like, yeah, bunker mum, shut down now. Poor kid didn't know what the fuck. Because she was like, what? Huh? As I'm talking to you, my stomach's hurting a little bit. I'm going to see if we can quickly get through this. See what it is that they wanted me to do here. So we're going to talk to the mother energy. I'm going to talk to the mother energy. I bought the hoodoo, man. You know I did. I bought the hoodoo tarot. I bought the Andinka Know Thyself. Yeah, it's difficult because I could not stand my mother. When I tell you, I feel like from birth till like 38, I really didn't like her at all. Nothing about her, you know what I mean? But it was how could I not like it's because I didn't love myself at all, and I am a complete mirror of my mother, energy wise, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and plus she looks like she made me by herself. Look like I don't have a dad. We just took her face and put it on mine. I took my face and put it on my daughter's, and that's how it went down. Yeah, a lot of people are saying these things, and all of this started with me as well in 2020, when I was just like, fuck England, let me go back home. Home is Zimbabwe. But then I was just like, am I going home because I want to go home, or am I going home because I think I should go home to help look after my mother? And do I really want to do that? And if I don't do that, what type of person does that make me? I went through it, man. I went through it. Because I don't have any expectations of my daughter to take care of me in my older age. I really don't. I told her, if she got big enough space, get me a little granny annex next door, not in the house, please, I beg. Just feed me cake and weed. I'll be good, But, that's an ongoing joke. Really and truly, I don't have any expectations of my baby to take care of me, and because that's not what I gave birth to her to do. But at the same time, we are a village. There is, a responsibility to look out for our elders. There really, really is, because I'm westernized. I haven't really got that type of mindset, but I would never put my mum in a home. I would never. So, you know, the mothers want to be heard today. And as a mother, you know, whew, I'm a little bit nervous. Right. Yeah, it's so important to put the boundaries down. I put straight boundaries down with my mum. Yo. So the outcome of our exchange during the retrograde was my mum, she aired out some things, yo, that I had forgotten about. And I then had to admit that I've been high my whole entire life. So I don't remember half of the shit that she's talking about. She even explained that there was one time when she had like a sciatica attack and she was on the stairs crying, and we took her to the hospital, and you know, I was mean to her, and I don't even remember her on the stairs, let alone the way I was towards her. I'm like, yo. And then it occurred to me that a lot of the stories that I had told in my head about some of the things that had gone down between us were exaggerated and fabricated. You know, I only had one side of the story, mine. I didn't have hers. So, yeah, it was humbling. It was humbling. And obviously, you know, as you heal, 7 people behind you, 7 people ahead of you heal too. So I as me and my mum were getting things sorted, me and my baby girl were getting things sorted. It was just the way it was happening, you know. And mum, literally, the day that she left the country was the day that my stomach stopped hurting. It's very, very fucking bizarre. But yeah, the outcome was that we just said, clean slate. What do you need? And we both were lonely. We both were afraid to say something out of turn to the other, so we weren't being authentic. And we both felt like we were bothering the other, you know. So once we figured that out, and I was like, Mum, I'm gonna ring you every other day, and you know what I need from you is to like ring me. If you think about me, ring me. One more, I see the angels. If you think about me, ring me. And she does. And she sends me not just random stuff, she sends me things that will know is for me. She's been sending me spiritual stuff, some guru this and some herbalist that. I mean, like, and it's been thrilling me. I've been watching, I've been taking them in, and it's not just random Christian scripture stuff that she'd be sending out. She knows I'm not about that life, you know. So it was, I mean, we're early days. My mama only went home the second week of December. We are what, the second, third week of January, but we're doing it. We're doing what we said we would do, and that is, you know, and I hope it gives you hope, because I'm 45 years old. We're just catching it, just, you know. Mum's 72. So, you know, we're both always the same age. I'm 9, she's 9. So that's another thing about us, that we've always been in the same energy, and we've been at loggers, bruv. And we're going through the same shit. It's stupid. Stupid. And really and truly, as I'm getting to know my mum in this time of her life, she's so lovely. Like, I'm so overwhelmed that she's my mum. You know what I mean? She's just so, to me, she's magnificent. So, and who would have thought? Because I tell you, the 9-year-old me would never have said something like this. The 9-year-old me would have used to be really horrible to her, not knowing that the stresses that she was under and feeling. And as a mother of a 9-year-old, I remember when Kiki was 9. Oh, the stresses and the pressures were a lot, you know. So, oh yeah, it could be emotional. Right, guys, you lot ready for this reading? Let's see what the mothers have to say. I don't know who to start with. Let's start with the Andinkranoda herself. We'll clarify everything with the Hoodoo Tarot, yeah? And I think a lot of the clarifications we'll read deeper into, because I really love her interpretation of what needs to be said. All right, let's pray. Our Divine Mother and Father who live within us, higher be thy name, our freedom come, your will be done on earth as it is within us. Give us this day our daily breath, and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others, as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves, through lifetimes, timelines, and levels of consciousness. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of love. For we are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory, forever and ever, to one et. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is, and so it will be. Oh, guys, I don't know why. I don't know why. Let's see what the mothers need to say to us. Mothers, what do you want to say to us? First of all, what do you want to say to the children? What do you want to say to your children? What is it that you need us to know about what you need? She wants us to unify collective strength, to control, to contribute to the community. Strength happens through unity, chain link. So this discord between the mothers and the children is causing problems. It's causing problems. And this is not personal to me. Thankfully, me and my baby girl are in such a beautiful place right now. So, see her in the back there. We're in such a gorgeous place right now. I'm so grateful. But for those that are in some type of discord with the mother, and it doesn't matter if your mother is no longer here on this plane, she still wants to be forgiven. She still wants to feel part of you, and she still wants you to feel part of her. Oh my goodness. They didn't tell me they would make me cry. They just was like, hurry up and get on and do this thing. I was just like, what? Guys, let's pull some clarifiers. Oh no, let's pull some more before we pull the clarifiers. Okay, so pull the clarifier for unity and collective strength. Get deeper into that. And this is also, you know, we know it's the earth as well. It's the earth, it's this space that we call home as well, that needs unity and collective strength. Music that's playing is Calm Whale. The channel's called Calm Whale, and it's the full moon in Cancer. It's just playing live now, because I never remember to like tag it afterwards. Okay, what's the clarification? 5 of Coins. She feels left out in the cold. She feels abandoned. She feels like her children don't love her. Like, as a mum, I already know that I can't imagine how my mum felt when I felt the way that I felt towards her. I can't imagine, because I haven't had that feeling. I've had times when my baby don't like me, but she's never hated me. She's never um, wished that I wasn't here. She's never wished that she had a different mother. I know that about my baby. She ain't never done those things. But mothers feel really, hey Chicago God, um, the mothers feel really left out in the cold, and there's like some type of initiation that needs to go down here. You see, the mother and the father and the child. This is why we're here. This is why we're here, because of this unity, collective strength. The family unit is the Trinity, the Holy Trinity is, it's more than just this. I mean, everybody's been so focused on one of two things, either self or partnership. But what about the Holy Trinity? What about the family unit? You know, like, let's read it. Let's read it. That's why they said just pull the clarifier for that, because you're gonna be reading, girl. Clean. Terrible, actually. Terrible. Tissues are nowhere near me. I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. I need to go and get tissues, because I'm just gonna keep sniffing and then I can't talk properly. Alright. 5 of coins, nettle. The root worker from Missouri named Sam Nightingale is shown giving 2 down and out people a spiritual cleanse with herbs and rum. Sam was originally from Guinea and was well loved and respected as a storyteller and conjurer in Missouri. Positive, hard times coming to an end. A new job after prolonged unemployment, renewed faith, recovery from financial ruin, improved luck, feeling welcome, rehabilitation, debt repayment, and light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel. The mothers are the mother energy is feeling hopeful, has faith in her children regardless, still has faith in you, still has faith that you can come together, that you can also break generational curses, that you're not repeating the same patterns with your own children. Also, if you are a mother with a mother, what are you showing your babies? What are you showing your babies? And I'm gonna, again, I'm as transparent as glass. So I'm gonna tell you, I showed my baby some fuckery when it came to the way that I interacted with my mother. She knew very well that I didn't like this woman, and I think that's a terrible thing to pass on to your child, to let your child know that, and even if I never said it with my mouth, she could feel it, she could see, yet she adored her. She adored her. My mother was, they shared a bedroom. My mum lived with me for so long, for like a good few years. But then remember what I was telling you about codependency and allowing even our parents to have to go forward and find their own way, because otherwise it becomes peak for everybody. I had to do that too. So, but they shared a room together for a few years, and every year after, when my mum used to visit, and they got on like a house on fire. They were so close. They were beautiful, and I think there was a level of jealousy with me because I never had that relationship with my mother. So I felt like I projected some bullshit onto both of them from that as well. And this is again where the unity comes in, from generational unity, you know, from the grandchildren to the great grandparents. And you know, because in the way that we move, like these days, like great grandparents are about as well, because you know it's 4, 5 generations sometimes now that are, and it's beautiful. I think it's so beautiful. But the unity, collective strength, it needs to be strong. It needs to be strong, especially we're in a war, yo. We're in a war, and we can't be fighting with each other. We can't be fighting with each other. You know, again, I know that this is not something that you can do overnight. Oh, thank you, Mark. This is not something that you can do overnight. This is something that you need to really be invested in, working on, in fixing. And it's very difficult if you're working with the mother that is resistant to this. But like I said, my mum was 72. You know, it took a minute. This has been some ongoing work for 20 odd years, you know, because it couldn't sustain. It couldn't sustain. We were both hurting. We were both hurting. You know what I mean? So like now the mother energy is like, yo, can we figure this shit out? You would think not, because you some of you just came in straight now, just and be like, you just come out of an argument with your mothers, and it's like, first of all, who's screaming at your mum? You know, we're not doing that. We're talking. If mum doesn't want to talk, then we don't talk. You know, enough. There's no exchange, but we ain't shouting. We ain't raising our voices to our mothers anymore. And I also want to talk to you guys that feel that some of the mothers that have passed away, some of the mothers in the other realms, they too are waiting on a dialogue with you. They're waiting on a dialogue with you. There's some forgiveness that needs to happen. A lot of you in the collective, a lot of us in the collective lost a parent right at the beginning of our ascension process. If it wasn't a parent, it was a very close caregiver. And I believe that that happened so that we could trust trust the realms, trust the spiritual realms, trust this spirit team thing. Because you see me, no, I didn't dabble, you know. But as soon as my daddy died, he came and saw me the next day, right here, like I said, right here in my front room, like how I'm, like, he was right here. I didn't turn around though, because I was shook. But as soon as he assured me that he was here and he was always gonna be here, this is what gave me the courage to continue with this, down this rabbit hole called ascension. So I believe that a lot of us lost a very, very close caregiver at that time. And if there was any resentment that was still left before they died, or before they crossed over or transitioned even, there needs to be a dialogue. Because I'd be healing with my dad for all, my dad died, what, 6 years ago now? 7 this year. We were still having dialogue in 2020 about what went down and what went wrong and all the things. And then in 2021, I only started talking to my biological father in the ethers, because he passed on ages ago, about 15 years ago now. About 15 years ago. But I'd never met him. So I'd only started corresponding with him last year. So, see, had it, I wouldn't have an altar if my dad didn't pass away. I'll tell you that for facts. I wouldn't have one. That's how that one came about. And yeah, that's all I want to say about that. So from the children, mama wants unity. She wants her babies back. She wants some accord. She wants She wants forgiveness. I know that. Because like I said, you know, Five of Coins is typically being left out in the cold, even though the depiction here was a bit different. But, you know, she still feels a little bit abandoned, and she wants her family back. And the Eight of Sticks, Eight of Wands. She wants communication. She wants communication, yo. And I love this depiction, yo, because it's like, this girl, look, can you see her? Yeah. Can you see her hair, right? She's touching this tree, and this tree has been struck by lightning. So I think this is definitely for those of you that I was just talking to who have lost a parent or a mother during your awakening. They want communication. They really want you to acknowledge them. They're doing so much for you, more than probably they did for you when they were here, but they're doing so much for you right now, and they want to bring you in on it. They want you to use your ability to communicate through the realms, to talk to her specifically, listen to her specifically. And also that's another thing that you lot can do. If you lot are having difficulty tapping in to your mothers who are difficult to talk to or difficult to communicate with, y'all know that you can tap into them in the realms, in the ethers. You know you can do that. You know you can do that. You do it with everything else. So why wouldn't you do that with your own mother? So they really want you to, she doesn't want to be left out in the cold, and she wants you to talk to her. She wants unity and collective strength. That's what she wants from her children. Let's see what she wants from the father figure, father energy. Papa Capricorn. Maybe that's why because I'm a Cancer moon. You see the way I reacted to that? I'm a Cancer moon. Being an Aries sun, yeah, that's mad to me. I used to always wonder why I cried after having a fight. After I beat somebody up, I'd be like, why am I crying? Because I felt bad. You know, more time. And when I say fighting, I say fighting to defend myself. I never started a fight once. I started a fight once. But any other fights, bunglings that I used to have, they used to come from me. And I used to defend myself. And I used to beat them up and then cry. To be like, what's that? Cancer moon. Cancer moon. But I love my Cancer moon. I love the vulnerability of it. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Alright, guys. Let's see what the mother... oh, you're the other way around. You like Destiny. Cancer, Sun, Aries, Moon. I love that. Hello, hope you're well. I'm good, Ashley. Thank you. That's all. Talk to me about the cancers. If you're going to do anything, you're definitely going to cry. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. All right. What does the mother energy want from the father energy right now? She wants some loyalty. This symbol suggests duty to a desire, goal, or mission, originally inspired by a hair designed by leaders. She wants loyalty. She wants that support. She knows that that struggle of doing everything by herself is something that she doesn't want to indulge in anymore. She wants safety, security, and love. Let me cry, though, because honestly, I mean, the cards, they don't lie. She says she wants commitment, perseverance, and trying hard. Damn. 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 Where's these hoodoo tarots? They're here. Alright, the loyalty. Damn. Daniel. It's true, I forgot. We are still going to be affected. The Magician for loyalty. The Ace of Baskets for safety, security, and love. The Ace of Sticks for commitment, perseverance, and trying hard. And then we got the Hermit. Let's get into this. Let's get all the way into this. Loyalty. Magician. Mother wants father to step into his rightful energy, not this patriarchal mess that that father has adopted. She wants father back into his original state of the magician. She's the high priestess. She wants her high priest so that they can do what it is that they need to do. And she wants the loyalty of the sacred union between them. Now I'm talking about the energies. You remember this? I'm talking about the energies. So if mum wants loyalty and hasn't got that from the past, this is that resentment. It's like ingrained. It's ingrained, man. She wants safety, security, and love. She wants a new emotional... I love you too, Willow. She wants a new emotional, fulfilling experience with Daddy. She's never had that. She's never had that. Mom, man. Yo. Mums will never say this. Mums will never tell us these things. Mothers stay strong. They stay, together for the family. They stay doing what they gotta do. And sometimes when they fall off, it's because they needed something that they could never speak of. They could never speak of the loyalty that they needed from the father. They could never speak of never really experiencing safety, security, and love, because it wasn't an environment to do. It wasn't a supported environment, especially within the indigenous communities. The idea was to break everything and everybody up. The family unit was something that they came for first. They came to break that all the way the fuck down. So some of the pain that is felt from the mother energy is from something that was orchestrated and by design, and it was filtered down onto her offspring, who who felt just abandoned and left out in the cold themselves, you know, because it's a mirror, isn't it? Like, if that's what she needed, you know, the children will turn around and say, but I need the same thing. I need you, mummy, to bring me in, you know. But that wasn't the done thing, you know. That wasn't the done thing. I just was on the cusp of that generation, children be seen and not heard. You think your mum's going to be breaking down while with her emotionally to me? Bruh. She does now, small, but in comparison to me and my daughter, where me and my daughter just be rapping, you know, and just being honest about what we're going through at any particular time, you know, because, you know, I'll be in this bitch with her. So if I'm off, I can tell her. But before I was in the healing process, I was projecting, I was mean, I was a bully. I was a bully, you know, be honest with you. So, you know, my even let's get back to what the father's saying. Let's get back to what the mother's saying to the father. Like, I need the loyalty. I need you to be the high priest. But it's been difficult for the father energy to do that. It's been just so broken down. His idea of safety, security, and love was sometimes just not to be around. You know, felt that was safer for mum if I just wasn't around, because, you know, I can't cope with the way that things have been set up for me. So I drink too much, or I'm into escapism too much, or, you know, I have no idea how to treat a woman. So, you know, for your own safety and security and the way that I love you, let me just go over here and just stay the fuck away from you. Sometimes that's really how the story went down, you know, but nobody's ever going to say that that's what it was or that's what it is. You know, we just see, you know, deadbeat dad, or, you know, waste man dad, and or sometimes it's not a deadbeat or waste man, sometimes it's the overworking dad. Sometimes safety and security and love was to make sure that, you know, dad worked all the time and made sure that there was a roof over his family's head, and that, you know, they didn't suffer. But at the same time, there was no, you know, it was just the way it was designed. You know, a lot of dads would love to have been with their children, put their children to bed and spent time with them, went to the school plays and all of the things. But they believed in order to create safety, security and love for their family, that they had to work like an ox in order to provide these things for his family. And but now mum's saying, I need emotional fulfillment. I need you to be there for me. I need you to be there for me. I need you to open up to me. I need you to let me help you work through these things. I saw the saddest thing yesterday. It was like a little TikTok thing, and they asked men a question like, who do you go to when it's peak for you, when things are really difficult? And bare men said, they all said, no one, because no one cares. I'm a man, you know, no one cares if I feel down or if I'm sad or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yo, the tears just fell out of my face. Just, I was like, shit, like, what have we done? What have we done? But not so much what have we done, how do we fix it? How do we fix it, man? You know, how do we make a safe space for daddy to be? Children as well, you know, because the demands of the father on a child, you know, if a child feels entitled to any parent, they definitely feel entitled to their dad, especially if dad wasn't around. Yo, there's a huge entitlement. Whether dad wasn't around because he was a deadbeat or dad wasn't around because he worked too hard, ran out. Especially, I mean, because remember, we are the children, but we're in these adult bodies. So we're talking about the inner child, you know, working through us, talking about they feel some type of entitlement that the father owes them something for not being around. I did it. I did it. I did it to my stepdad. Like, the way he didn't deserve that shit, man. And you know the way that you know when you hear his story properly, and you're like, oh God, man, did I do that? But again, you know, you're gonna work through forgiving yourself, because we're not sitting here in guilt. We're not sitting here in, you know, spilt milk. We're not doing that. But we are just upset. We're in a retrograde. This is the perfect time to do it. Mercury retrograde. We're doing it. So the mother, you know, she's asking for something else now in terms of safety, security, and love. She wants it to look different. She wants it to look different. And she needs that through emotion, through vulnerability. And then finally, she wants commitment, perseverance, and try hard. So with the commitment, you know what it is. And there's an Ace of Wands here. She wants a passionate. She wants it to be passionate out here. You know, she doesn't want no, you know, she wants a passion. Thank you for all the likes, 111. Thank you guys. Yeah, she wants him to want to. She wants daddy to want her. She wants him to want her, not because she's a mother, but because she's her. That's what she wants. Ooh. And she wants daddy to be passionate about who she is, not just about what she does, who she is, her essence, her magic, it's the great mother energy. Like, she wants to be, what's the word? I go like this to say revered. It's not that word. It's not that word, because she doesn't need validation. She knows who the fuck she is. But she wants that to be seen and celebrated in a passionate way. She doesn't want to be taken for granted. She doesn't want her awesomeness to be taken for granted. Yo, daddy, sorry. And then the perseverance. She doesn't want the mother energy doesn't want the father energy to give up on her, because she's chaos. The mother energy is chaos. The feminine energy is chaos. You know, so it's like her cycles are every 28 days. Like, she's so many different things in these 28 days, as honored. Great word, honored. That's exactly the word. She wants to be honored. But her cycles, and she wants to be honored through all of her cycles, you know, not demonized or persecuted or flippantly made fun of because of the things that she hormonally has to go through each and every month. And we're not just talking about periods, we're talking about her sensitivity to all of the energies. You know, we're talking about, as the mother to her children, all of the different energies that are coming from her children that she has to manage and, you know, balance out, because she absorbs everything. She absorbs everything that her children go through. So you can imagine the great mother, you know, absorbing everything that we as her children go through, and then having no one to hold her, no one to love her, no one to keep her safe, no one to oh my God, nah, man. Yo, the things we just cool with is mad, you know. Mad, you know. We just cool with that. We just work with that. We have to change the paradigm. We have to change the narrative. We have to. Can you imagine how much warmer our mothers would have been if they had that? If they had that loyalty, if they had the safety, the security, and the emotional love from the fathers, if they had the commitment and the perseverance, you know, not to be left and cheated on and, you know, trampled on and beaten on and all the things that the mothers have had to go through. Can you imagine? It's up to us, you lot. It's up to us to change the narrative. For that reality to be a fucking history lesson. Oi, I want you, Lady Deirdre. I can't read it properly. That's the song that's going to play at my funeral because the way I love that song so much. Oh my God. We have to. It has to be a history lesson. It has to be something where the children, when they hear about how badly mothers were treated in the past, they were horrified. Like, what? Not my mum? You know, fathers, not my wife, not my love. What? That is how it needs to be. We need to switch it up, man. We need to switch up the narrative. And then we got the hermit. Oh no, wait, I haven't finished. Trying hard. Do you want, mummy just wants daddy to try harder. The mother energy wants the father energy to try harder. You know, try harder to get back essentially to who you really are. So that you can do all these things. You can protect the mother. You can be safety. You can love her. You can commit. You can do all of the things that she needs. You can be loyal. Woo. This is a wild reading. This is a wild reading. And then we've got the hermit. The mother wants you to go within, father. Go within and gather yourself, man, and, you know, work with the things that are preventing you from being able to do what you're being asked, because she feels, let's see, because I was just gonna say anything there, but you know, I feel like I was gonna say something that it was coming from me. It was my own. It wasn't a channeling. It was just how I feel, you know. But I'm not gonna put that in the reading because that's just how I feel. Let's see what's really going down. So far from the children, the mother wants you guys. She wants unity and collective strength from the father energy. She wants loyalty. She wants safety, security, commitment, perseverance, and she wants effort. Hey Leah. Hey baby girl. This is going on for a long time. This is going on for a long time. What does she want for herself? What does the mum want for herself? The mother energy. What does she need to do for herself? What does the mother energy need to do for herself? Hey Elizabeth. What does the mother energy need to do for herself? Show me. She needs a transformation, she needs growth, and she needs renewal. Is this a lie? It says, the morning star means a new start to the day. It is placed inside a wheel representing rotation of independent movement. Change or transform your character. It's something that the mothers need to do. It's facts, you know. It's not all about what they need. I mean, they deserve to be heard. But mothers, in order to achieve unity and collective strength and communication, we need to be a safe space for that to take place. And some of the habits and the responses and the reactions that we've picked up along the way, that the mother energy has picked up along the way. Because you know mama can be harsh, and we're talking on macro and the micro. Look at mama when she's pissed, mother earth when she's pissed. Yo, don't let them volcanoes and them tsunamis kick off. You know what mama's like, yeah? But when she's hurting, because that's all she is. She's not even mad, she's hurting. She's hurting. Anytime mama's done something off key, she's been in pain. She's been in pain, and sometimes you don't even know that she's in pain. Oh, thank you, Elba. But can you imagine if her children started to really try to include her in things, and if the father really tried to be loyal and kept her safe and loved her and committed to her? What type of transformation do you think mama would go through? It would be incredible. It would be incredible. So, and I'm also talking to the mothers in the ethers as well, because some of y'all are still moving a little bit similarly to how you was moving down here. You're still trying to dominate. You're still trying to control some things. I see you. I feel you. So, you know, it's time to ease up a piece. It's time to ease up a piece on that, and allow, because I feel like even in the dimensions, once you transition, there's still more that's not it. It's not the end. There's more. You know, you continue to evolve and expand and all the things. You know what I mean? So, like, there's room for growth no matter which plane you're on and where you are in your process. The renewal is happening, you know, the rise of the divine feminine, the rise of the mother energy, the acknowledgement and the awakening of the Sophia. You know, it's not a joke. You know, I feel like that's why I'm here today. That's what brought me here, because it's loud now. It's getting louder and louder, and it's almost that I can't ignore it, you know. And like, I had to come and at least help to channel this for the mothers that are, and also the children that are mothers too. You know, I see you, I feel you. You know, I see you and I feel you. Let's talk. Let's pull a card for you lot. Let's pull a card for you lot, because you lot get left behind. The children that are mothers. What do y'all need right now? What do you need? It's my pleasure, Lola. To all of you, it's my honour. It really, really is. The children that are mothers right now, and fathers, but the children particularly, we're working with the mother energy. And some of you sons are mothers to your parents. You already know. What do you need? You need to be in your excellence, your geniusness, and be your true self. That's what you need. That's what you need. And that's why I say to you guys, to the children that are parents, the kindest, loving, most loving thing that you can do to show love to your parents is give them their independence and put boundaries down, so that you can continue to love them and care for them in a safe space. Because if you continue to do it under pressure and under guilt and under obligation, you're going to resent those parents. You're going to resent them, and there's no love there. There's no space there. So you need to be able to be excellent. You know, you all the reason why you're being, a lot of you are, the reason why you are being parents to your parents is because you're trying to prove your excellence. I did. You're just trying to show them, like, look at me. You know, your inner child just wants to be seen. Like, look at me, look how wonderful I am. And sometimes, no matter how wonderful you are, it's taken for granted. So, just be excellent for yourself. Just be excellent for yourself. And then it says your geniusness, because if you're here, you best believe you're genius. You're multidimensional, you're limitless, you're amazing, you're awesome. And one of the 7 Hermetic laws is gender. And it says that nobody is motherless or fatherless in the universe. It's one of the laws. So if you choose to continue to parent your parents out of obligation, you are not even allowing their real parents to step in and assist them. Makes sense? Be your true self. Be your true self. And you already know, we've been going through this process. We've been saying it. We have to be authentic. And if you are unhappy in the way that you are having to take care of your parent for whatever reason, you have to speak up now. It's a retrograde. Now is no time like the present. No time like the present. And if you are pretending, if you are hiding parts of yourself from your parent for fear of judgment and ridicule or whatever, you need to let that go. You need to let that go and show yourself. Show them who you are. Show them who you are. I've got the sacred, the psychic tarot of the heart here. I'm just going to pull an overall energy card for the mother energy right now. From here, I'm going to pull one card from the ancestors, and then we're going to wrap. We've been here a minute, but this is a heavy topic, innit? It's not something I feel like we could have skated through really quickly. Okay. Choose your battles. Choose your battles. This is the 7 of Swords. This is conflict. Not conflict, dishonesty. You know, this is deception. And I'm going from the depiction that I can see. I can see 3 figureheads here, large figureheads and a smaller head here. And in relation to the overall mother energy, you know, this could be a thing where mother's using maybe her venom, her dark goddess energy, her lower self, to try to let us all see that she's in pain, yo. She's in pain, and she keeps it all up here, and it manifests all the fucking way down here, up in her body. And you know, she's in pain everywhere, mind, body, and fucking soul. And she's pretending that she's not. And she's projecting her bullshit onto us. So now that we know truthfully now though what mother needs from us, from all of us, and from herself, you know, I feel like you have to choose your words, man, in this thing as well. You have to be, she wants the communication. Everybody has to be very clear about what it is that they want to say. The garden, this is the world. This is the world card that came out with the 7 of Swords. This is a collective wound. This is a collective thing that the collective, our family, our soul tribe are having to work through right now. And we all need to get onto the same accord. We need to get into unity, collective strength. As it becomes a domino effect, one of us starts it, like I'm here to show you it's not the easiest of work, but it's possible. Because me and my mama, man, me and my mama are so good right now. Me and my daughter are so good right now. But it wasn't easy. We had to work through that shit. All of us had to work through that shit. And some of you are like, yeah, my mum would never. Put down some boundaries, be truthful about what it is that you're doing and how you're moving, and watch her do something different. You're doing the same thing, expecting the same damn results. You're supposed to be genius out here. You're a genius out here. That's not genius thing to do, to keep doing the same thing, get the same fucking results. It took me 7 years between to ask the same question. And in between those 7 years, I was miserable. Because I wouldn't go again. I wouldn't dig deeper. I wasn't honest. And another thing I wasn't ready for was to hear her petition of grievances against me. I wasn't ready. But the way she did it, oh my God, she done it so beautifully. All I did was bawl. I just stayed there bawling. Just cried. And said sorry. I said I was sorry, and I asked her to forgive me. We're not innocent in this thing, We're not innocent. Let's get one card from the ancestors. We got the garden, so we got the world with the 7 of swords. What's in relation? How does that work? Like I said, I just explained it in it. I didn't need to say another word about the garden. It's a collective thing, and we change the world when we change the way that we change the narrative. We change the world when we change the narrative. The mother, the matriarch, we need to put some respect on her name. Get one card from the ancestors and the angels. Let's duck out there. It's been a really long reading. Oh my God, I swear this is the longest reading I've done on this thing, innit? Necessary though, innit? Necessary. Got the elder. I mean, you can't write it. Got the elder, move beyond ancestral patterns, and then we got the stranger, set sights higher. Let's read the elder. That's right, Olive. This is a process, guys. Don't try to rush it, and don't expect overnight results. But this is something. If you're gonna focus on some type of work, this would be a good one. 34. It's 34, 7. Same with the 7 of wands. 34. Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members past and present. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than the genetics and the behavioural patterns. The Aboriginal people are the oldest tribal people still living on the planet. Their hunter-gatherer culture and ancient spirituality are rooted in tradition and balance with the earth. So the Aboriginal ancestors are offering you not only wisdom that will help you heal and adapt to the ever-changing planet, but also an understanding of what a spiritual life should be. Extended message. The elder is the ancestor who comes with the messages of healing change. He is an embodied soul, yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents the reclamation of power. That was the word. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. If you have had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, it's important to know that you are here to create your own story. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to your family lineage, past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you take on And also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks they have created for you. Yo, because the ancestors have to apologize on the mother's behalf, because it's through her ancestral wounding and ting that she is the way she is. So they just came all the way down and said, yo, you lot, we're sorry. Do you believe that shit? Fam. Whew, might as well read Stargazer now. See if... Yo. It's the time. Because they didn't let me sleep last night. They didn't let me sleep, yo. Stargazer, 78. Stargazer, go beyond your limitations and believe that the impossible is possible. Do you ever remember wishing on a star when you were a child in your innocence, believing that your wish would come true? The Stargazer connects with an energy of the cosmos and reminds you that you have the ability to draw in support from the universe. His cloak with his sparkle and light shows that you are closer to the energy of the universe than you think. You don't have to go out looking for it, it's already there. So look beyond where you are and create even bigger dreams, visions, goals, because with the power and help of the cosmos, these wishes can come true. Extended messages. You are on the verge of a miracle. All of your dreams and aspirations are within your grasp, and you are being guided to focus on your vision. The angels who are with you are encouraging you. There is nothing that you cannot have or achieve. There's an opportunity at this time to heal an old wound or pattern of lack and not feeling good enough. In the past, you've often found it impossible to recognize your worth and to believe that you are deserving of blessings. Angel and ancestor wisdom is reminding you that you are an incredible and infinite spark of the universe. And the universe is not only within you, it absolutely adores you. You are talented, filled with strength, and have the ability you need to turn your wildest dreams into reality. Some of our wildest dreams is just to get on with our parents, to fuck. Just to have a great relationship with our parents. They said this is the energy to do that. So don't give up on it, man. Try. Keep trying. Keep trying. Don't give up on that. Mama told us what she needs. We know what we gotta do. And she know what she gotta do. And we're just gonna all be in this bitch together, because it's the Holy Trinity now. It's the Holy Trinity. It's the mother, the father, and the child. We in this. And the child never goes anywhere. Remember who creates everything. Remember who's in charge of imagination. It's the inner child. Can do anything. Can create anything. I love you lot so much, man. You don't even know. You don't even know. And I'll see you soon. Hopefully not too soon. I didn't expect to be back so soon, but you know. One of the things that I asked when I first gave my life over to the divine was, how can I be of service? I used to wake up every single morning and say, how can I be of service? And wherever I could be of service, I would be. And then I just stopped asking for a little while. And the last couple of days I asked, like, how can I be of service? And they said, you've got to go on today. I said, okay. And I'm so happy that I did, because I know that I need a healing. I need a healing in this area. So if it's me, then it's you. If it's you, then it's me. See you lot soon. You lot at everything. Bye, y'all. Oh, Jazz is in here. I love you, sister. See you soon.